Convex. So Convex Finance, one of the most complete services in crypto. Really good DeFi protocol. Probably quite undervalued given its actual usage. Numbers behind Convex are pretty damn good. Now, there are always going to be issues because Convex, as an example, relies on things like Curve. Curve have experienced issues with hackers not that long ago. So we're going to really dive into what's happening with Convex. We'll talk about that Curve incident and we'll take a look at where Convex can go this year. Now, before I get into any of that, if you are new to this channel, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these cryptos. These were coins that I thought could do very, very well and make a lot of cash, which is obviously why I bought them. You can see what they were all worth when I recorded my videos. These are the highs these cryptos hit 16 months on and what your profits would have been from 100 into each. If you'd have done that for all of them, you'd have made over 123 grand in that 16 months. Now, you don't have that long. We're in a bull cycle right now. If you've got cryptos you're not happy with, have a look at copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share every single coin I own with my members. And when I'm ready to buy or sell any crypto, I tell my members the crypto I'm going to be buying or the crypto I'm going to be selling and the price that I'm going to be doing it at. So all my members get in and out of coins at the same price as me. They make the same profit and they have zero work to do. If you go onto my site, you'll actually see some of the profits my members have made, some of my past successes, some of my members' testimonials. All of these are public record. You can go onto the old videos on this channel. You can verify everything that you read, that you watch, that you see. And if after doing that, you like what you see and you want to hear more, whether it's the daily market updates I give my members where I'm explaining where the direction of the market will be going that day, which if you're a trader, that's very useful. Or if you simply just want to know the coins I'm in, the ones I expect to be the winners of this cycle, like I predicted with so many of these, not least of which Phantom, which in the last bull cycle did nearly a 700x for myself and my members. All you've got to do to find out about any of the coins is join up on the site. Now, Convex. So Convex been around for a while, and actually at the back end of the 2021 cycle did very, very well. Went to an all-time high of $62 from a kind of low of about $2. I mean, it's pretty much at the low that it was at in 2021. So it did very, very well. Now, Convex itself, as I said, it's a very complete DeFi solution. So in terms of circulating supply, most of the circulating supply is out. It's a DeFi protocol that allows Curve liquidity providers to earn a share of trading fees on Curve without staking liquidity there. So instead, liquidity providers can stake with Convex and receive boosted Curve and liquidity mining rewards. This provides Curve stakers with better capital efficiency and positions Convex Finance as an important player in the Curve Wars. Now, the Curve Wars is worth having a chat about as well. So Convex entered a competitive race to obtain as much control as possible of the Curve Finance stablecoin exchange. The more Curve token... Sorry, I don't know what happened there. So Convex entered the race to obtain as much control as possible of the Curve Finance stablecoin exchange. The more Curve tokens that a protocol has, the more influence it has over interest rates on Curve, which is the largest DEX in the world by total value locked. That's probably not true anymore, but we'll have a look. Consequently, the Curve Wars are an ongoing race for influence over what is probably one of the most important, if not the most important, protocol in DeFi. Convex Finance was developed by a team of anonymous developers. However, unlike many shitcoins, Convex is considered one of the most important and influential protocols in DeFi, and a fairly low risk investment as a result. So Curve Wars, right? So the entire DeFi ecosystem is centered around the core principle of not having a trusted intermediary who gets to mediate between two transacting parties. That's been the case as the ecosystem has grown from like a $10 billion sort of ecosystem to more than $105 billion. And really where we have had issues is Curve. So Curve itself is Curve Finance, is one of the DeFi protocols that offers really solid yield to users. It's a decentralized stablecoin exchange that allows users to trade with low fees and slippage using liquidity pools. It's very similar to how kind of Uniswap works. So Curve Finance, like I said, they offer a ton of different things, whether it's with their stablecoin exchange. You got minimal to no impermanent loss. Now, bear in mind, within DeFi, there's huge risks of impermanent loss. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, have a look. So Curve Wars is where we see protocols that are trying to exert dominance over the protocol across the spectrum. It said there are no losers in Curve Wars, but only winners. The strategy is quite convoluted, but basically you're trying to attract liquidity onto Curve Finance, or buy a ton of Curve tokens to influence governance. And basically it works as a bribe. You're trying to use as much capital as you can, bring as much capital as you can to effectively influence and get the best possible returns. But you do have issues because Curve Finance is something that a lot of protocols depend on. They have had attacks. So they suffered a second cyber attack in May after hijackers hijacked the DNS, redirecting to a malicious site. Users were warned not to interact with the platform as the team were working to regain control of the domain. But protocols that like Convex that rely on Curve can suffer. They suffer because they can't, because they get disrupted by the issue. So Curve, while they said that the smart contracts were unaffected, obviously the DNS getting hijacked meant that services were completely interrupted. Anytime Curve are going to have an issue, it's going to translate to Convex and other projects having an issue. And obviously anyone that goes onto Curve's hijack DNS as an example would then almost certainly end up with their funds stolen the moment that they interacted with a DApp or a smart contract, or literally just did a signature on their wallet. So it's really worth noting that it is very important that if a protocol that is relied upon is going to suffer problems, the protocols underneath that are going to have issues as well. Now, Convex so far been all right. As you can see, total value locked is around 1.4 billion. Bear in mind their market cap right now is 2.6. So platform revenue so far, and that's total revenue that's ever been distributed, but it's nearly $500 million has been distributed to users. We can have a look as well. Their treasury has $29 million in holdings. Vault holdings are 24 million, and then you've got manager holdings of 5 million. And you can see the total breakdown of how their treasury is. So they utilize not just Curve, they utilize Frax and FX as well. Obviously, Curve is the biggest of the bunch. So total Curve earned by Convex users has been 633 million versus 4 million of Frax versus 159,000 of FXN. Now, the idea is, again, you deposit your liquidity pool tokens from Curve, Frax, or FX into Convex, automatically begin earning rewards with the group boost that's applied. Rewards are earned over time, and you can claim them whenever you want. You're free to withdraw your liquidity pool tokens at any time as well. So it's a solid sort of yield mechanism. So 41 million of about 97 million Convex are locked in to take part in governance. So again, I mean, it's a concept. Look, you cannot knock this. Solid earnings, and you can choose the app. There's also got Prisma, but I don't think you would use that. Yeah, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. at all. So total locked 111.1. $111.1 million, that's right. So again, usage, very, very good for Convex. Very, very good. Obviously, if there are issues with underlying infrastructure, whether that's Curve, Frax, or FX, that's going to impact Convex. But this has good usage, like really good usage. If we have a look at holders as well, we'll probably see a decent amount of holders here. I didn't think there'd be anything on SolScan, to be fair. EtherScan, 26,000. It's actually less than I thought it'd be. Okay, Link will probably have a bit more. $17,000 apparently here. $26,000. Okay. So numbers aren't bad, but I mean numbers certainly aren't bad in that the total value locked is huge. Holders is there, 26,000 holders. So you'd expect more, but realistically, you've got a coin with a market cap of 262 million with total value locked of 1.4 billion. You've got to acknowledge that it's probably very, very undervalued right now. It's on all the big exchanges, so it isn't going to get kind of listing bounce or anything. The key thing really for Convex is just that they don't suffer any sort of exploit, and realistically, they've not yet. The challenge for them or the way that Convex can suffer, like I said, is if Curve or Frax suffer exploits, Convex will suffer this huge disruption to their service. But all in all, their service is solid. You can't have a complaint about their service. Offering good yield. They've paid out nearly $500 million in rewards to users since their existence. This is a safe, stable investment within the realms of crypto. Looks to me like a coin that should be getting back to $1 billion as a market cap. To do that, realistically, all it has to do is hit about $10. What's going to be interesting is since we've had this huge emergence of massive companies getting in on crypto, are we going to start seeing them, because obviously most of it is Bitcoin right now, when are we going to start seeing them filter into DeFi? Because I do think that is inevitable. They're going to see the money that's on the table for DeFi, the yields that can be earned with safer protocols, and they're the ones that are going to be tested. And if they're going to be tested by the big companies, we'll start seeing that total value locked exploding, and we'll start seeing the big companies investing, which will mean that retail will follow very, very fast. So yes, I think this will get to $10. I think there is a world that this could break its previous high if we start seeing a BlackRock using it. Now that's a big, big if, which is why I'm not talking about a new all-time high here. But $10 seems a very, very fair target for a coin that has way more value locked than it does market cap right now. What do you think is the safest crypto or safest DeFi protocol you are happy using? Do you think we're going to see big companies start getting in on crypto on DeFi as well? And the channel is so close to 90,000 subscribers. All I need to get over that number now is your help. All you've got to do to do it, hit the subscribe button. It'll take you a second, and it hugely helps the channel. And I'd much appreciate it. And look, we're in a bull cycle. If you've got cryptos you're not happy with that aren't performing for you, have a look at copymycrypto.com. It's the site I run where I share every single coin I own with my members. When I'm ready to buy or sell any crypto, I tell my members the crypto that I'm going to buy or sell, the price that I'm going to buy or sell at. All my members get in and out of coins at the same price as me. They make the exact same profit. They have no work to do at all. And if you go onto my site, you'll see some of the profits my members have made. You'll see some of my past successes. You can see some of my members' testimonials. These are all on the history of this channel. You can verify them all. But read through the site, watch all the videos, verify it all. If you want to hear more, if you want to know the cryptos I own, the ones I expect to be the winners of the cycle, like I predicted with so many of these, not least of which obviously Phantom, which did a 700x, all you've got to do to find out about the coins that I own is join up on the site. And if you do, I will see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.